Hi, this is Camilla Kumara again, sharing some reflections about the time that we are in and my personal reflections and my feelings and be some reminders also. Because I think that we all need reminders. We need to remind each other sometimes about what really matters, about the light that is always present, about the signs and the beauty along the path, really. Um, right now, I think that we are in a passageway as collectively as humanity right now. And I think everyone knows that. But maybe we interpret it in different ways. And what I would like to say is that every every sign that I've received over the years, every a vision, all the messages that I have received in higher states and in my work as a spiritual guide and all these different um, transmissions and the different circumstances that I've been in over the years. My take is that the shift that we are in collectively is a positive one. It is not easy. It's we are actually in like a birth canal right now, and change is difficult. And what we're seeing in the outer world is we're seeing systems um, breaking in a way, systems that need to change and focuses that needs to change and some information that needs to come up. But what really matters is the change that we experience from the inside. There is something emerging from within us. It is about love. It is about a more raw or naked or authentic um, way of being us, being ourselves. This is why so many are drawn towards personal development or just going into these different kinds of periods of symptoms such as depression or mental illness or any kinds of breakdowns. It is about us being forced to look within, being forced to look at one part is how we live our lives, of course, with stress and all the noise that we are in constantly. And with noise, I would include also distraction that takes us away from who we are. But then we also have the business food and environments and so on. But the breakdowns also is about the emergence, the awakening of a spiritual development or more deeper sense of self-realization and a very personal connection with what we would say our souls, with higher consciousness, with the universe, and with God. However we interpret God, however we perceive or put other words on God. And many walk through life barely thinking about these questions. Some have been thinking about them throughout their whole lives. We are all different, what we are drawn to from the start. But there is no real difference in the need to, in some way, coming to our hearts through different experiences through life. We are forced to look at more how we live our lives, how we manage our thoughts, how we interpret our thoughts. Are the truths we are telling ourselves and about the world really true? A typical example would be this inner critic. But when we go into this process of inner development and spiritual development, we come in contact with a very pure love, the unconditional love. And for some, this experience of meeting this pure, unconditional love is the first very clear experience of receiving this love. Depends on our upbringing and how our families, our parents especially, of course, but also the community that we were brought up in, how they were able to give this kind of love so that you could mirror yourself in the love and brightness that you are, that we all are. So when we come in contact with the spiritual dimensions in life, perhaps through a very deep experience, a peak experience, or insights through dreams, or powerful meditation, it could be in many different ways, or an experience in deep contact with nature. Something is awakening within our hearts. And we cannot really take away this experience. It will stay with us and we will remember it. And even if we continue the patterns in life and put it away, perhaps for a while, our system, our whole energetic system, and our bodies will always remember this experience, because that experience was truth. It was our true nature, the experience of oneness, of receiving and being one with this love and light and truth is a taste of our true reality. And when we continue this path and exploring and maybe reading and continuing to meditate, what we're looking for is to continue and to explore different ways of being in that contact again, feeling that profound sense of truth, feeling the oneness, feeling being home. And so this is, I would say, the essence or the core of the spiritual path. And once again, it could look very differently, different in a more within a more religious setting or outside a religious setting. It could be more of a nature inspired path, or it could be a more transcendent one, a more focused meditative one where this or one that is very focused on coming back to those heightened states. And I love to explore the differences, and I love to see it, or I would say I love to see the similarities, what brings everything together, what is alike, what is the same. Because that's my path. My path is of the mystic. And I walk the spiritual path, a more esoteric path of exploring light and exploring being in that divine consciousness with different modalities and different techniques. But to see that it's all the same, really. It's just our cultural differences is what we could see easily, and how we put words to that which is very difficult to speak about. And my wish is to inspire and also to support and guide on the spiritual path. And also to inspire the embodiment, the anchoring, the being very here and now, being real, taking everything to a level that is everyday life, that has an impact on who we are as a parent, as a family member, as a spouse, as a co-worker, as working in healthcare, as working in the school, taking it to different jobs, professions, institutions. I'm very passionate about this. We cannot really separate life in a spiritual side and in an everyday life side. We can try. I am a parent. Many of you know that that I have children, I have a family, I have a husband, I live a family life, I have a dog. And so in that family life, um, being a mother of children who is rapidly growing and in the late school years, um, that has always helped me staying very grounded. So all I would say the revelations or the insights or the mystic experiences, but also the bigger picture visions. That's been a natural part for me to anchor all those experiences. For me, that has been um, in my mother role, but also in life in general, how I live life. In my garden, that is another part. To attend the garden, to work, to just be with the flowers and the trees and the little animals and the birds. That is also another way. And when I hear some of you speaking about your spiritual experiences, and then speaking about an everyday work life, and sometimes the difficulties combining to being who you are in a workplace, perhaps, or after a very powerful experience, a peak experience, a feeling of coming home, and then how can I be me in these other um, rooms of my life? How can I be me now when I've had this experience? How can I be at this workplace with my colleagues, my boss? And that is not easy because sometimes we feel that the change on the inside so powerfully that we feel like another person from one day to another, perhaps. Um, and I met many who are in that experience, struggling to finding your way. Sometimes I would say with time and with anchoring and with different ways of integrating your experience, our experiences, and with time, something will come out that is the most perfect setting for who you are now in the workplace or in the relationship. Sometimes the peak experience or the very powerful healing experience or the spiritual awakening will be the signal for change. And in those cases, that would mean to maybe to take another direction, to quit a job, to start, begin a new path or a new profession or um, even a new relationship. But I would say that that is not the case always. Even though we feel so strongly that who I am now needs a new package. It's almost like it's 50-50. Sometimes that is the reality. That is the path forward. The new spiritual awakening or the new insight or the very profound healing is the activation of change in the outer. That would mean a new profession or to move to a new place or um, a change in relationships. But it doesn't have to be that way. It could be the other way around. We are souls having a human experience. And we have, in a way, such a short time in this lifetime, however we see it, if we see us having many lives or however you see it, or one, or if it's just a simulation, it doesn't matter really. The time as we experience it right now, right here, collectively, is quite short. And I think something that um, is the same in all traditions, philosophies, religions, for each and every one of us is to uh, use our time wisely, to be kind, to be good person, to share love, to not to wait if you feel something strongly. Let someone know you love them. Try a new thing that you're interested in. Um, Go on that journey. This is really something that it's not different. There are no differences here. We have a short time, so use it wisely and um, be kind towards yourself and towards others. And always come back to heart and presence. That is also universal truth. Always come back, especially when things are going a little bit crazy and we feel emotional or the thoughts are rambling. We can use our focus to come back. What is going on? Is this the moment to react, or should I just stay and breathe? Is this the moment to act? It could be. Then act. Is this the moment to just be with the feelings that I feel? To let the tears just flow? Then let yourself be in that state. But when we listen to the voice within, rather than just following the first reaction, it's easier to come to peace, easier to come back to a peaceful state within. And we are right now in the beginning of always a special week. It's Easter week, and Many will be having a longer weekend, some time off. And let's take this weekend to be in the heart space. Take time for prayer. Take time for meditation. And listen. Listen within. Thank you for listening. I'm Camilla Kumara. You can find me at my website, brightauroras.com. Thank you and bye.